Hi everyone, it's Alicia from Alicia Davis HR Consulting, and I am making this video today in my car while my son is at basketball practice. So excuse the weird angles, the not cute outfit, and the imperfection, but the information is going to be helpful, I promise you that. So today we are going to talk about somewhere between 3 and 5 tips on cheap and or free resources to help you pass the PHR or the SPHR. So I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm just going to kind of go off the top of my head. I don't have anything formally prepared. I did bring the book with me that I want to talk about, but I just think this topic is so important because I have quite a few students who are preparing for the PHR and the SPHR, and guys, it's expensive. All these books and classes and all this kind of stuff, it all adds up, and I just wanted to share some resources that I found helpful. So full disclosure, a couple years ago when I was preparing for the PHR, that was the first credential test that I took. And just so you know, if it's your first time clicking on to one of my videos, I have the PHR, SPHR, PHR California, SHRM CP, SHRM SCP. And to help me prepare for the class, I did take a boot camp class. And if you're interested in knowing which vendor I used, I'm happy to share that information with you. You can either drop a comment, or you can under this video, or you can email me, aliciadavishrconsulting@gmail.com, or you can go on my website, www.aliciadavishrconsulting.com, and go to my contact page and whatever. However you want to reach out, I'm happy to share. I love to share information. Anyway, I did take a boot camp class. It was expensive. I did it because my job paid for it. It was a great class. It helped me pass all the credentials except for the PHR California, which I self-studied for, and now I teach boot camp classes for that. So shout out to me if you want to take the PHR California. I can help you with that. I digress. But I'm making this video because not everyone can afford, and not everyone's employer, or some people are self-employed, and maybe you cannot afford to take the boot camp class. And let me just tell you, even though I took a boot camp class, I still had to study. I still had to study on my own. So these exams are pricey. These boot camp classes are pricey, and you still need to study. And if you know anything about me, I have really bad allergies and my eyes are always itchy, so I'm always touching my hair and itching my eyes. So sorry in advance. So that's why I'm making this video, because I wanted to share some resources that I found helpful. So I'm just going to jump right in. So the first thing you should always do, this is my biggest tip, is go on HRCI's website and print the outline for the test you are going to take. So if you're taking the PHR or the SPHR, which we're talking about today, go on HRCI's website and print the outline. The outline is absolutely free to print. It is exactly how I'm saying it. It is an outline of what they expect you to know. It outlines the functional areas of the exam, and it just is going to say by functional area what subject matter, what topics, what terms. It is very general, but what you need to know to pass the exam. So that is free. It's very helpful. It's kind of your blueprint for what they want you to know for the exam. Free. You should do it. It's a good starting point. So that's number one. The second thing I would do is I would definitely get the most current version of this book. This is the Sandra Reed book. Sorry, I'm not a YouTuber or influencer, guys. So this is the 2024 version. I believe this is the most current one available. It's called PHR, PHRI, SPHR, SPHRI, Human Resources Certification Complete Study Guide 2024. This book is excellent. When I help students and I do credential coaching, which I do help students one-on-one, so kind of think about a tutor. I do something similar for people preparing for the exams. I always recommend this book. It is on Amazon. Again, get the most current version you can get. You'll find a 2018 and a 2017 for like, under $30, but I would invest I think this one was $49. It was either $40 or $49. But it's really helpful. As you can see, I have tons of stuff flagged in it. Some people have passed from only using this book and just studying it cover to cover. It has practice tests in it. This is well worth the investment, especially if you're self-studying and you're not taking a class. And if there was one thing I would get, it would only be this book. So this book is well worth the investment. So Sandra Reed, is the author on this. This is an excellent book. I don't have it with me, but Mometrix, very popular vendor. I would not only use that book, but as a supplement to other guides and other resources, the Mometrix book is good. You can also get those on Amazon. They run you like somewhere between $27 and $35. Sometimes they're a little bit more. Kind of scroll through Amazon and try to find the cheapest vendor. If you go on Mometrix website, they do free practice tests as well. And the practice tests are really good. They're not the best practice tests I've ever seen because they're pretty basic, but to get you started and as a supplement to other studying materials, they're pretty good. The other thing is, as a free resource, and I can't remember the name of the website, so I'm going to insert it here. There's several other free. There's actually tons for the PHR and SPHR. So if you kind of Google free PHR, SPHR practice tests, there's a ton of different websites that do them. You want to look for credible ones. So I'm very picky about Quizlet because sometimes, anyone can make a Quizlet. So be very careful of that. Be mindful of that. Sometimes I've seen incorrect answers. So again, I will link some of the ones that I've used. Also on my website, under credential prep, I have tons of free resources, and I think I have a page on there. I used to have a page on there. If you leave a comment here, I can even link it for you, of a bunch of different free resources that are helpful practice tests. And I use practice tests not to see necessarily, the practice tests are just like the real thing. They're not. They're helpful in, seeing how much information that you have absorbed, seeing, I took this practice test. I didn't even know what that term meant. Let me go look it up. Let me go, challenge myself to learn more information. That's how I use practice tests. So those are some of the free and cheap resources I recommend for studying for the SPHR and PHR. Again, the mometrix is really helpful. Don't use it by itself. Obviously, the Sandra Reed is the number one. Download the HRCI guideline. Look for some free practice tests, and I will link in the description box or in the comments or somewhere in this video the practice tests that I use. And those are great free resources. There's a ton of different stuff on YouTube. It's just all about seeing whose style resonates with you. So we all learn differently. Don't overwhelm yourself. Get yourself a really good notebook. Take notes when you are reading through these books. And really, if you're self-studying, don't get a ton of different resources. If you have the Sandra Reed and you have one other book and you're looking at some free practice tests, that's probably pretty much all you need. You just need to make sure that you are consistent in your studying. That is my biggest tip. I am hosting, if you're watching this video in 2025, today is April 7th. This Saturday, which is, I believe, April I think this Saturday is April 12th, 6 a.m. Pacific time to 8 a.m. Pacific time. I am hosting a really inexpensive event online on Zoom. I will link that here. It's only going to be $20. It's going to be 2-hour study session, and we're going to go through like 50 different quiz questions. I did it a couple weeks ago with my students and they loved it. And it was really helpful for helping them study, so I'm going to be doing it again. Again, it's only $20. The link is on my website right now at www.aliciadavishrconsulting.com. Another really cheap, inexpensive way for you to study. And it'll be helpful. There'll be a group of other students who are studying for the exam, so I hope you can join me. Again, I will link it in this video description, but also you can look on my website. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the description the description. I keep saying description. Feel free to put them in the comments or reach out to me on email or on my website, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.